In today's video, I'll tell you why IT recruitment is easier than you think. It's really easy. Probably not too easy, but it's easier than you thought. So let me tell you the three reasons. First, IT is the same around the world, wherever you are, whether you are in India or in Australia or in the United States, in Canada or in Western Europe, Eastern Europe, IT is the same. So the international information technology is the same. Developers use the same programming languages, whether they are in Canada or in Australia. They use pretty much the same programming languages. They use the same frameworks. They use the same tools. So that's good for us in recruitment because you can transition from recruitment in one country to another country, or you can do international tech recruitment, and you will always encounter the same IT technologies. And you will also encounter the same IT roles. So the same backend developers, the same front-end developers, the same cybersecurity specialists, the same data engineers. So the roles are the same. There is probably around 70 of them. In our Mindmaps, we have roughly 72, 73, but sometimes we are adding some new ones. Some of them are emerging, for example, blockchain developers, right? So there are always some new roles popping up, but about 60 to 70 roles are traditional standard IT roles. So as soon as you learn about these roles, then everything is easier. Backend developer, front-end developer, mobile app developer, cross-platform or native, data engineer, data scientist, a business analyst, system analyst, a data analyst, right? Like there are some roles. It's not any rocket science at the end of the day. You can get our booklet with Mindmaps and you will see all these roles visualized on one beautiful mind map, and it will be just so much easier for you to see these roles categorized. So just find the link below this video and get the booklet with all mind maps, and you will see that there are these 70 roles. And then you will notice that there are 2 to 3 key skills important for each of these roles. So thinking of, for example, backend developers, they usually use some programming language and they use some software framework, and that's pretty much it. On a job requirement, you may have lots of different bullet points with lots of different skills or tools, but those don't matter much usually. So you will learn for each of these 70 roles the 2 to 3 key IT skills, and then it will be just so much easier. Like yesterday, for example, during one of our sourcing webinars, we were looking at the role of a native iOS developer. So iOS developers could be either native or cross-platform. If native, then they use either Objective-C or Swift. If cross-platform, then they use either JavaScript or C#. And then it is just so much easier, right? Like you know what are the IT skills, you know what programming language or framework they use, and that's it. What is probably more important as you progress is your marketing and sales and copywriting skills. Because at the end of the day, you will recognize that there are these 70 traditional standard IT roles, and you need to do a better job in marketing them and selling them to candidates and writing better messages. So the copywriting skills are very important eventually. And this is also something we usually cover in the Tech Recruitment program. So you can just go to techrecruitmentprogram.com and get your ticket for the next program. You will join a group of 20 recruiters where I'm the trainer, I'm the recruiter who has hands-on experience with international tech recruitment. And in the past, I used to be a CTO. So I was working with developers hands-on. I worked with mobile developers, desktop developers, front-end, full-stack developers, data engineers, BI teams, like lots of different people, data warehouse developers, I don't even recall all these people that I worked with for the last 15 or 17 years, but I understand the IT roles and the landscape of IT. So during the program, during the roughly 3 weeks, I teach you everything that is important for you as a recruiter. So you can talk to hiring managers, you can talk to software developers or IT professionals in general. You know what questions to ask, and suddenly this whole IT will not be as intimidating, because as I mentioned, IT is the same whether you are in Europe or you are in Canada or you are in Australia. You will encounter the same IT terminology. You will encounter the same IT roles as we here in Slovakia. You will encounter the same important skills for each role, even if you on your JD see 20 bullet points, but usually only 2 or 3 are really important. So during the Tech Recruitment program, I will help you discover what skills are important. I'll give you the essential vocabulary so you can talk to these IT professionals with confidence. And then everything will be easier. Sourcing, screening, matching, that becomes so much easier, especially after you work also on your marketing, sales, and copywriting skills. So as I mentioned, just go to techrecruitmentprogram.com and get your ticket for the next Tech Recruitment program. So go to techrecruitmentprogram.com.